So you need your basic bodies, which I'm gonna add to do the underbust tightening. 1 inch at the front and 1.5 towards the side. Then we connect from the bust point to the middle of the shoulder like this. And because it is sleeveless, we need to mark like ½ inch above the armhole before we connect the armhole. So I'm going to mark ½ inch up here so that there is a little bit of coverage around the armhole. Then I'm going to connect it to the middle of the neckline like this. Okay, once I've done that, I'll do the overbust tightening, which is 0.75 on both sides, and connect it back to the bust point. So make sure that you blend that part so that it matches when it is time to sew. So just measure what you have on the left and transfer it to the right like that. Once this is done, create the keyhole effect at the neckline depending on your preference. So then I'm going to use my tracing wheel to trace this pattern to the other side. Then I'll copy it out like this. So now I'm done copying it out, and this is what we have. It is time to create the upper part of the funnel corset, the green part now. So make sure to close your side dart. Once you've closed your side dart, make sure to tape it down so that it stays in place. Once you've done this, decide the design that you want to do. But for this one, I'm just going to mark it with a pencil like you are seeing on the screen. I want that same shape, so I'm going to just draw it out like this. So now that I've drawn it out, I'm going to trace it out with a marker so that you can see it more clearly. Okay, so this is what the lower part of the corset is going to look like. So the next thing to do is to trace out the pattern. You know, we have two different patterns, the purple one and the green one. So that's the inner one and the outer one. So we are going to trace out either of the two, whichever one you prefer to trace out. So I will be tracing out the upper part, the purple one. So I'll just use my tracing wheel to just follow the pattern as it is on this one. So once I'm done tracing it out, I used my marker to trace it out boldly so that you can see it, and this is what we have. So this is going to be the upper part of our corset, and that is going to be the inner part of our corset. So I'm going to go ahead to cut it out now so that you can see what it looks like. So I'm cutting the inner part now, and this is what it looks like. It is the complete part. Although there are other ways to finish it in such a way that the inner corset stops at the underbust instead of running all the way to the hemline. And you can as well make it run all the way to the hemline like it is in this picture. Then for the neckline, you can actually make a Chinese collar, that's a bishop collar, or you cut out some part of the neck area like this one. It depends on your preference. So now that I'm done cutting it out, this is what my pattern pieces look like. This is the inner part of the corset, and don't forget to cut out the neckline like so. This is what our pattern looks like now. That's the inner one, and then this is the outer one. So you just go ahead to do the structuring and sewing and all. And if you'd like me to make the sewing tutorial, let me know in the comments. I hope you found this helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.